Alabaster Jar Project's mission is to fully restore the lives of women who have been sex trafficked.
It gives women a chance to rebuild their lives.
The people who I'm helping, they're not my clients, they're my peers.
In 2013, I was doing ministry at a local church, the church at Rancho Bernardo, and I came into understanding of what human trafficking was and how the community was being impacted by it. I developed this deep passion to help those that have been exploited and trafficked to provide resources for them. And there was a huge shortage for housing and resources in San Diego County, specifically in North County. And I went to leaders in the community and in my church and said, this issue is happening. Can we do something about it?
You're helping to help us raise money and hopefully secure property and get that program started.
I'm currently sitting in our resource center right now. The location that I'm at is part of our boutique. We offer survivors to come in to help themselves to toiletries, to clothing, and we have a workstation set up over here where they can come over, apply for jobs. This room right here is actually life-changing.
From my recollection, there wasn't really any peer support group for human trafficking specific. This group in particular is open to the public for anyone who's experienced that. It's been pretty neat to see the history of the support group since 2015. We've seen people come and attend the group to becoming facilitators of the group.
If they're in crisis and they need clothing and toiletries, they need case management, they need a connection or referral to other services, it's their safe place to come to for that community of others that have had similar experiences.
Grace House is a 2-year residential program. It offers the women a safe place, a place where they can go, lay their head down at night and actually rest.
You know, a typical program houses a lot of women, and there's not really an individualized plan. When you go through things like that, you kind of need that small group and to focus on healing. At AJP, there's 5 to 6 women, and they get help with everything as far as therapy and programming.
Our program manager meets with them on a regular basis. We sit there and we find out exactly where they're at, what trauma they have gone through. We will tailor-made how we're going to work with this individual on the next step for their recovery.
Tell people a little bit about the survivors that you get to meet and assist.
There were shelters, but they were short-term shelters, and there was this like recidivism back to the street because it was almost impossible to get your life straight and get back on your feet in just a 90-day period. To have a long-term housing program, that was important, that survivors had an opportunity to come in at ground zero and be supported through getting towards self-sufficiency in 2 years' time. The peer support aspect of it is that we become kind of a family. There's so much healing that happens from that community of supporting each other and pouring into each other.
When they start walking in that truth and in that new identity, not the identity of guilt and of shame that does not belong to them, they start thriving, they start changing. And they can actually go out and they can maybe change the world someday.
We are here at the new home that Alabaster Jar Project has purchased to help the recovery and rehabilitation of women who've been trafficked and exploited. This will be a walk-through therapy room. So we'll be able to close this off and have a counseling session or a therapy session. This space is going to be totally transformed. So we're really excited for us, but we've got a lot of work to do.
We've got a wonderful group. They've painted these walls. All the walls around here, you can see everyone busy at work.
Right now we're outside leveling out this back area so that we could put some large rock.
As someone who was on food stamps and living in a really tiny place and living on the good graces and help and support and public assistance of other people, I hope that the house feels the love in it and that it's in the walls and that the women, when they walk in, can tell that there are hundreds and hundreds of people who love them.
We bought this home, and now we'll be able to provide consistent, sustainable services for those women.
I think what sets us apart a little bit from other organizations is that we are largely survivor-led. My experience as a survivor of trafficking myself gave me this passion to do something with it.
This is why we need Alabaster Jar Project, and it's been such a great partner for 10 years with the referrals we're making. It takes organizations like Alabaster Jar Project to come in with their expertise, with their compassion, with their care, and with their knowledge of what that journey looks like and what it looks like to walk through to the other side.
Rebuild and Thrive is a book by survivors for survivors. 3 or 4 years ago, I started writing it. And Susan and Marjorie both brought it up to me like, it's really nice that you're writing this, but we could actually use this.
We've always kind of said this, is that not everyone's healthy next step looks the same, right? So I think what your success stories have been are that next healthy step has looked varied for a lot of different women. You've got people writing curriculum, you've got people leading small groups.
Just by even telling our stories of how we've overcome obstacles with each other, it builds resiliency and it builds that sense of belonging and that we're valuable. And that really is the story of the Alabaster Jar, and that it continues pouring out into others' lives.
I think people should support Alabaster Jar Project for the next 10 years because we actually do create full restoration in the lives of these women. We're not just giving them shelter, we're not just giving them a resource and saying bye. We're following through with them through every step.
Coming to Alabaster Jar, you realize that there are people that care, people that you don't even know love you.
That's what this program is all about. Reunification with their children, rebuilding their lives, teaching them financial life skills, to watch what was stolen from them actually be given back to them.
So we've come a long way, and we've overcome a lot of hurdles. As we move into the future, I'm looking forward to continuing to pour out from our alabaster jars together as a community, to open up more housing, more opportunities for employment, and more resources for individuals who have undergone exploitation and trafficking. It's exciting to see how far we've come, and I'm even more excited for the next step.